Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back. This is episode 17 of Inside the Numbers. I'm Hunter Ashenbrenner, joined by Jake Auerbach as per usual. And for the third time, Sam Goodman and Ethan Hornstein are joining us. And you know what that means. We're going to be previewing the Knicks and the Spurs in the NBA Finals. The Knicks in the finals for the first time in 27 years. It still doesn't feel real saying that. And yeah, I can't wait to preview the series.
Yeah, look at it. The Knicks are in the NBA Finals. Like that is crazy. Just New York is nuts right now. Everything's crazy. And the Knicks are about to play for an NBA championship. Some pretty crazy NFL news. We'll get into that later. But yeah, we'll start off with the Knicks.
Yeah, so let's get into it. So the Knicks swept the Cavaliers in the Eastern Conference Finals, as me and Jake recapped earlier last week. And then the Knicks have really just been waiting for their opponent since then. And they got another 8 days of rest. We'll talk about how that impacts the series. But the Spurs, the Thunder, they went the distance, seven games. They fought each other. It was very aggressive series. Multiple players got banged up. We'll talk about that. But the Knicks and the Spurs now facing off in a recap of the NBA Cup. That's something that Adam Silver's got to love. But yeah, it's gonna be amazing. And what are your initial thoughts to the series? As we'll go in the same order as last time.
Yeah, I mean, like Auerbach said, it's pretty crazy to even think about that they're going to be playing for a championship. Mom, my friends and all of myself have never seen a team play for a championship like they will this year. So it's pretty crazy to see. And before this season, I haven't even seen a Knicks sweep in a really long time. And this year we got to see two. So I mean, it's just overall crazy to see. So we'll see how they back it up in the finals.
Yeah, I think that me and a majority of the Knicks fan base, especially Sam's mom, thought that the thought that the Thunder would be the team that we would be seeing in the finals. And I think that the consensus the whole year was like, yeah, maybe we could get out the East, but like the Thunder are going to be waiting, and they're the defending champions. They're a great team, and now everything changed, and it's the Spurs. So, I mean, this has got to be it's got to be the year. It has to be. They're not gonna. I don't like to say like talk about the path being easy too much because they're dominating the path, and the path isn't the reason why they're in the NBA Finals. But this got to be the year with the path that we have and not playing the Thunder in the finals.
Yeah, it's just kind of crazy to be here, like I said earlier. But unlike Sam, my mom has seen the Knicks play for a title. Um, but but uh, look, it's going to be a really fun series. Both teams are excellent. Both teams obviously won three series before this, which is really hard to do. Both teams had very tough physical runs. Both very opposite though. Knicks had they're on an 11-game win streak right now with really no flaws anywhere. The Spurs have went to war with the Thunder for 7 games, so two opposite sides of the spectrum there. So we'll see how that impacts the series, just like it did with the Knicks Cavs series. But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, I feel as Ethan said, the one thing all year was the Thunder are going to be there and nobody's beating the Thunder, and I think that was true. But and then Jalen Williams got hurt, and AJ Mitchell got hurt, and all of a sudden the Thunder and Shea Gilgeous-Alexander has a bad series, and then the Thunder go down, and that's how. And obviously the Knicks had success against the Spurs all season, so I'm very happy about this matchup instead of OKC, a healthy OKC that is. But the one thing about the run with the Knicks of their path to the finals, which it not being strong or whatever, I'm not sure if any of you guys saw it, but Mike Greenberg on ESPN last week had a segment where he basically went through the past couple years and the Celtics run last year, the Pacers run last year, the Celtics the year before. They didn't have strong teams to face. The Celtics didn't face anyone above a 3 seed, I'm pretty sure, in their championship run. Then they faced a 5 in the finals. So it's not they're not facing world beaters, obviously, but this narrative that the Knicks basically got a bunch of horrible teams, I think it's wrong, and it's discrediting how elite this Knicks playoff run has been.
I mean, yeah, I mean every year the media always has something to say against, they always create narratives, whatever the team may be. This year it happened to be the Knicks because I mean, like the Knicks, yeah, they got an easy path to the finals, but there's no argument. Like you can't control that as a team, so all you could focus about is how you're gonna get better and how you're gonna win the next game. And for them, it's only 4 games left, so they got a game plan to see how they're gonna win the next four.
Yeah, there's two main things to this. One is they don't choose who they play, so them having these easier matchups isn't because or doesn't show anything about really their skill as a team. And if we're my second point is if we're here and the Knicks played three tough, crazy long, physically imposing series and they got out and people want to say, oh, they haven't really played anyone and these series were very tough for them, then that's a great point. But they're
They
beating these
dominated.
teams. They're beating these teams in ways we've never seen before. And if we have seen it before, it's been the greatest teams in NBA history that people talk about now and will talk about for years down the line. So, well, I said it there, and yeah,
Yeah, like both of them said, you can only play who you're up against on the court. You can't control your opponents, so you can't really knock the Knicks because of that. Um, but I do think you can give a little bit of credit to the Spurs just because they did beat the Thunder, who people looked at as this Goliath, this dynasty. Like, so you can give them a little credit there for sure. The fact that we played, what was it, the 6 seed, the 7 seed, and the 4 seed, and then they just beat the Thunder. But they went to a 7 game war with the Thunder. Every game was close, pretty much. And then we absolutely steamrolled two teams. So I think you can't really knock the Knicks though. But
Yeah, I mean, the
we'll
one thing with the narrative, of course, I mean, before the playoffs started, what was everyone saying? The Knicks every single year get the hardest run, and the Hawks were going to be such a hard team for the Knicks. Okay, Knicks beat the Hawks, and now they've swept to the teams after them. But as we get into this actual series that lies ahead, as the Knicks are 4 wins from basketball immortality, the big storyline that has really come out over the Knicks' long rest here is Mitchell Robinson somehow got hurt and he broke his right pinky finger, which is now being described as more of a hand injury. Mike Brown said he didn't hurt it in Game 4. It didn't happen in practice. We really don't know how it happened, but he's going to play, is what all the reports are going to say or are saying, as well as long as he gets clearance, which we assume will. But how will his impact be limited from this? As the Knicks are gonna need him against Wembanyama.
Yeah, so I mean, I've seen a few tweets about this over the past week since the news broke, but if you choose one player on the Knicks or any player left in the playoffs, that is, including the Thunder and the Cavs, if we were talking Eastern Conference Finals and Western Conference Finals, if there's one player that you want, or not want, but you would rather break a finger, it's Mitchell Robinson. He doesn't shoot the ball. All he does is grab the rebounds, kick it out, and shoot free throws. So, I mean, Josh Hart played with a crooked finger the entire season and shot 40+% from three. I mean, now
Different
then Mitchell
injuries, but
Robinson,
yeah.
yeah, finger, hand, but just showing that it doesn't really have much of an impact, especially if he's going to play through it. So I just think since he's been here, with the 17 wins games, 17 win seasons with the Knicks, there's no excuse for him not to play in the finals on the same team as the longest tenured Knick.
I don't think that I'm gonna give a little counter here. I don't think that it's necessarily anything to do with him wanting it. I genuinely don't know like if he's cleared to play in the finals yet. If you look at Mike Brown's responses to the media today, he was like, and I don't know if he's doing this to not give the Spurs like a tell on if he's playing or not, but he was shutting down everything. There were questions asked like what he's wearing on his finger. Mike Brown was like, "Oh, I didn't even see anything. I don't look at that." And he was shutting down a lot of stuff. I think it may just be that from a strategy standpoint. But Mike Brown did not say he has medical clearance yet. He said he's talking to medical tomorrow, so we'll find out tomorrow. But also, it's not originally we thought it was a pinky, and I think like Hunter said, it's more of a hand than a pinky, or like it's something like connecting or like something with the hand and pinky. So I don't know. It's not what happened to Josh Hart. It's a
Yeah.
different injury. Yeah.
I mean, there's a couple things to this. One, I want to know what happened. Like, how did he get hurt? They said it wasn't from a team activity like a game or a
Yeah.
practice. I'm sure that'll come out in a story sometime this summer, maybe. Um, but I think he's not going to be heavily impacted as much as people think, like casual non-Knicks fans. They're all like, "Oh my God, he broke his hand, whatever." But he's not a shooter. He mainly just goes up for rebounds and plays good defense, which you don't really need your pinky for. So I don't think he'll be heavily impacted, and he should play. And like Ethan said, if he's not cleared medically, fine, whatever. You can't get mad at the guy. But if it's a matter of him wanting to play through the injury and he decides not to, then
He
there's gonna be a
won't. If
lot of.
he's cleared, he's playing
Yeah.
no matter what.
I'm not
I'm
worried
not
about
saying
that.
he will or
Yeah.
won't. I'm just saying there's gonna be a lot of discussions if he skips the NBA finals.
He's not. There's no
No,
chance.
I'm not
I
saying he
mean,
will.
Mhm.
look, he broke his hand. Like, I mean, it's not like he has a cramp. I mean,
No, I know.
Mhm.
look, even if I will back to the media point that Ethan brought up. I don't. I mean, we've seen this with the Knicks for years with Tom Thibodeau and now Mike Brown. They're very buttoned up in the media. I mean, they're not. I think they know a lot more behind closed doors. So I don't think they're gonna even tell that Robinson was medically cleared. I don't think he'll practice fully at all before the finals. I think you'll just see him. He'll be a game time decision, as Mike Brown does his pregame press conference, and we'll see if he can play, and then he'll ultimately suit up. But the big thing with his like the impact is he going to be able to grip the ball? I mean, that's the big thing. I mean, I saw on TikTok there was a thing of him wearing a big splint, um, and then but with his defense, he gets a lot of blocks with his left hand, so that shouldn't be a big impact on him. But yeah, I mean, he should probably shoot granny style free throws. I mean, it would probably help him. I mean, he's
I
not
feel like
he can't make
I
them
feel like
anyway.
yeah, I feel like it would help, but I feel like it's so late that like he's not even gonna try to switch it. I feel like that's such an off-season thing.
Yeah,
I
He won't
agree.
do that.
Yeah.
I'd be shocked if he goes to the line for game one and we just see him shooting granny shots like out of nowhere. I don't.
it'd be
I
kind of
can't see it.
crazy. But as we get into the guy the Knicks are gonna have to stop if they want to be crowned champions, it's the 7'5" alien Victor Wembanyama. Um, how are the Knicks gonna find a way to stop this dude? And I mean, I've seen OG Anunoby mentioned. Mitchell Robinson has played great on him when they've played. Karl Anthony Towns, he's played great defense in the playoffs. But that's probably the main thing that's going to be able to stop the Knicks from taking it all.
Yeah, and we saw it in the NBA Cup, and we've seen it all season with Wemby. He is a lot worse on offense when he has a smaller, like peskier guard on him. And the Knicks have a lot of that. They have the OG Anunoby. Well, in this case, he's not small, but to Wemby's height, he is
Everyone's
smaller.
small to Wemby.
Everyone's small.
Exactly. So, I mean, you could put in comparison Wemby. You could throw Wemby on him. You could throw Josh Hart on him. And I think that if Wemby ever puts the ball down, like it could be the Knicks ball. I don't know. Like Josh Hart is a good defender. We saw it in
You
both
said
series. I don't.
you said put
You
Wemby on
said
him.
we can put Wemby on
Oh
Wemby.
my God, I meant Josh. Put Josh Hart on
All
Wemby.
right.
And if Wemby ever puts the ball down, then that could be a stolen ball. And I just think that the Knicks have a lot of ways to stop him, and they can throw a lot of things at him that he may have never seen.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are thinking it's going to be OG, and they're going to obviously show OG a ton on Wemby because you need to show him different looks. You can't have the same guy, but it's going to be Karl Anthony Towns starting on him. The Spurs, all five of their starting lineup can shoot the 3-point shot, and a big thing this playoffs that Mike Brown and the coaching staff has done defensively is they've tried to keep Cat off the 3-point line as much as possible. And if you put OG primarily on Wemby, then you're having you're asking Cat to guard a Champagny type of guy who's all he does is stand in the corner. You're taking if you have him on Champagny or Vassell, you're definitely not putting him on Fox or Castle. So if you have him on Champagny or Vassell, those are two great 3-point shooters. That's taking away Cat from the paint, where he's been a defensive beast this playoffs. They're not going to do that. So there are going to be times when OG's on Wemby, and that's going to be when Mike Brown messes around with the subs a little bit, takes Cat out early in the first, and will insert him back in later in the first or the beginning of the second when Wemby's off to give him different looks and stuff. But I think we're going to see a primary Cat to start off the series, and then adjustments will be made.
Yeah, so I kind of like to reword what Hunter said. You can't stop Wemby. You can contain him. Like you know he's going to produce either way. You know he's going to either score by himself and win the game for him by himself, or he's going to create opportunities for his teammates, and he's going to impact the game some way. You can't stop him. That's not going to happen. That's just not reality. But you can contain him, which is what the Knicks need to try to do. And like Ethan and Sam both said, it's got to be different looks being thrown at him. It's got to be a combination of Cat, Mitch, OG, even Josh Hart getting a little bit. It's got to be combinations 2 at a time, even potentially. Just throw everything at him. You can't stop him, so try to contain him to the best you can.
Yeah, I mean, look, Wemby is amazing, and OG Anunoby, I think that's going to be where the Knicks go for the most part. When fully guarding him, I think we'll see Cat early on, but look, Cat in foul trouble is a disaster for the Knicks this series with Robinson being limited. Um, but OG has a chance to show the world that he should have been first team all defense. I don't know how he wasn't, but he somehow ended up on the second team. Um, the thing with the Spurs though that I'm really just going back to is with the Thunder you're worrying about Shea, but then the second guy it's Jalen Williams. Like with the Spurs it's Wemby, but then on a real like championship elite team that you'd think about, I think Stephon Castle would probably be a 3 on that team, or De'Aaron Fox would probably be a 3. Whoever you want to say their two is, I think on a better team, on like the Spurs, typically they would be the number 2 or the number 3. So it's really a weird defensive set for the Knicks with their wings being their best defenders and obviously the 7'5" alien being the best player on the other team.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of pretty similar to what I was saying. Throwing our very great wings on him could really, I don't know personally, but we've seen in the regular season when the Knicks played them, and we saw it throughout the Spurs playoff run that even when they put Alex Caruso on him, who's another smaller guy, everyone know like not a, well, Alex Caruso is a known Wemby stopper. Alex Caruso could stop Wemby, and it just shows that the smaller guards really have a toll on Wemby, and we'll see how it works for this series.
Yeah, that's going to be the key, and Mike Brown adjusting on it. You just brought up the regular season, and that's what I want to get into next. We saw, a game that actually doesn't count, honestly, is the NBA Cup. Josh Hart was joking about that when he was doing a press conference earlier in the week. They beat the Spurs in the NBA Cup, and it was a lot of. We saw Tyler Kolek take over in that game. Jordan Clarkson was amazing in that game. Wemby was limited. He was coming off an injury. That game's a while ago. The main game that I want to look back at was early March. The Spurs came to the Garden and the Knicks absolutely steamrolled them. Do any of those regular season games come into like focus here as we preview this that the Knicks can go back to? Both teams are different from them, but go back to and look at as they game plan to have success here?
No, but also yes, because
Okay.
we saw it last year with Boston. The Knicks went 0-4 against Boston, and you could use the excuse, "Oh, Tatum got hurt." No, the Knicks were up 3-1 by the time Tatum got hurt, so virtually that series is over. So the regular season, yes, it's very important for seeing what you have ready for the playoffs, but I think matchup wise, teams change a ton for the playoffs. Um, so if you play the Spurs in the regular season and you throw say, for example, Josh Hart on Wemby, that doesn't mean you have to throw Josh Hart on him in the NBA Finals. You know, things change, matchups change, adjustments are made. So no, I don't think it really matters, but I think that it takes a toll on whether or not like what they're watching film on, what they're looking at in practice. So yeah.
I agree with Sam. I don't really think it has much of an impact. I mean, for as a fan, you can look at the games and be like, give yourself a little confidence going into the series. But I think from a team standpoint, regular season is the difference from regular season basketball to NBA Finals basketball. The adrenaline, everything that goes into the game is so different, especially over a 7 game series when you're making adjustments and you're not just playing 4 quarters. And we even saw in games in the regular season, the Knicks were running lineups versus the Spurs with Kolek, Yabusele, Huck Porty, Diawara. These guys aren't seeing the floor. It's a completely different series, completely different atmosphere.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. I'm basically taking the words right out Ethan's mouth right now, but the difference between a regular season game in whenever it was, like January or February, to playing playoff basketball in June in the NBA Finals is ridiculous. Players are just so much more hyped up for this. The adrenaline's going to be nuts. The atmosphere is going to be insane. I don't think I think you can look at it from a team standpoint and be like, how did we guard Wemby and how did we do on that? Like how did they play on him? How did they try to stop him?
They
If
actually
that
played
were
him well.
They
They played him
did.
well.
They
right, so if
have
they
since
played
he
him
came into the league.
so
Hmm.
if they played him well, then they can look at that as a point of focus and be like, let's try to do the same. But I think that's really all you can look at, just because it's so different.
Yeah, I agree with more individual stuff with Wemby or with Castle, not like as a team because these teams have so much they've changed so much since those games. I mean, as I said, Kolek and Clarkson were getting run in those games. Clarkson plays a bit, but he's probably the 10th man for the Knicks now. The another main topic now with the Spurs coming into the series, they're banged up. I mean, De'Aaron Fox missed the first 2 games of the series with an ankle injury, and then Dylan Harper looked a bit off with a quad injury later in the series. There was a lot of bodies on the ground all series, diving, and that's a big thing. I mean, the Knicks haven't played in a while, and the Spurs are just coming off of that.
Yeah, I mean, like nobody's healthy in the playoffs, and I think we heard that in I think it was Mike Breen or something said it in during the game four versus Cleveland. Like everyone has something wrong with them in their body. So I mean, especially going through a 7 game series, um, it really takes a toll on your body. So I think that it's important that they stay healthy because I mean, every Knicks fan, every Spurs fan wants a healthy and competitive series. So it's important that they stay healthy, and it's going to be a great series no matter what.
Yeah, I think obviously every player is a little banged up right now, and with the adrenaline running, and it's the NBA Finals, think it could play. I don't really think it's going to play a huge role. I mean, they looked fine in Game 7, and they have a few days off, so.
I mean, that's just gonna happen with playoff basketball. It gets so intense. The games are so physical, so fast, so intense. These guys want it so bad that injuries are just gonna happen. That's just part of the sport. So it's gonna happen on both sides. It's gonna continue happening. Um, so yeah, I don't think it's gonna have too much of an impact.
Yeah, I mean, and then the opposite of that is the Knicks got a lot of rest again. I mean, they're coming off. I'm pretty sure this was 8 days as they finished last series on Monday night, and this is going to be on Wednesday night, game one. We saw the Knicks come out slow to start game one against Cleveland, and then Jalen Brunson's heroics were the reason they were able to pull that game out. Um, they need to be able to do something different. I'm not sure what the strategy is in practice, obviously, but they need to find something else because they can't come out slow in San Antonio, game one of the finals. If you do that, you're going to be down 25, and I don't think you're going to be able to come back from that.
Yeah, I mean, in the East, maybe you could fly by not starting the game off hot, being rusty because you get a lot of rust. But I think against a team, whether it's going to be the Spurs or the Thunder, you can't come out slow, and you have to
Yeah,
show that. Oh, go talk.
And it's not even just the team. I mean, they're on the road. I mean, Knicks fans aren't going to travel as well to San Antonio, so they're not going to have the crowd on their back.
I mean, yeah. So back to what I was saying. No matter if it was OKC or San Antonio, you can't come out cold. You have to show that rest actually benefits you. It doesn't make you rusty and doesn't make you play like you haven't played in 9 days. You have to make it seem like you're healthy and sound good. So overall, I mean, we're gonna see. I don't. I'm not a genie. I don't know how it's gonna go, but we did see the Knicks sweep the Cavs and really pick up the pace after the first half of Game One against that in that series. So we'll see. Hopefully, they can just carry that momentum and finish the series off and win.
Yeah, game one of last series, a lot of it was just missing open shots in the first quarter. The second quarter was great. They were missing a lot of open threes, even some layups in as Sam texts in the chat to make us all laugh. They were missing a lot of open threes, a lot of open shots, and I think that at this point, they know their offense, they know their sets, they know how it's going to go. They just need to see those first few shots go in, kind of quiet the crowd a little bit, take the crowd out of it in the beginning, and I think that the rust will wear off fast. Now, if they start missing their shots, their open shots like they did in game one, crowd's going to kind of play a big factor, could see a double-digit lead coming, but hopefully they just get going a little earlier.
Yeah, I think they can use game one of the Cavs series, at least the first 3 quarters of it, as a learning experience almost. Kind of go from that point and move forward and be like, guys, this can't happen because this isn't going to work against the Spurs. Um, but I think they'll be fine. It's a little bit less of a break, and also the NBA Finals is a different type of atmosphere. It's a different type of intensity. You know, Brunson was missing some shots against the Cavs earlier in the game. He was missing some floaters that he never misses. That guys were looking at each other like this guy never misses those, and he was missing them just because the rust. Um, but I think the intensity level will be different once you see the NBA Finals trophy on the court. Guys will be like, "All right, here we go. This is what we've been working towards the last couple years, their
That's
whole
a great point,
lives."
Jake. That's a great
So
point.
Yeah,
That is a
I think,
fantastic point.
all right, I got it.
yeah.
But yeah, I think that's a big point for the Knicks, and I don't think they'll come out like last game, or at least like game one against the
Yeah,
Cavs.
in game one of Cleveland, I think we all kind of expected like a sloppy start to the game, but I think we might get something similar in this game. I think both teams are going to be nervous. I mean, they're both the Knicks are experienced, but they haven't. Most of them haven't been on this stage besides Bridges. Ananobi was here, but he didn't play. The one last thing I wanted to touch on before we get to our key players and predictions. This is Jalen Brunson's time to show the world fully who he is. And there's still people doubting him, and you can't win a championship with a 6'1 guard as your leader. You can. And Jalen Brunson's going to be the guy to show everyone that you can. And he needs to. We can't have a game. Look, you can get by in Cleveland when you're putting up 19 on 9 of 21 shooting. We need Jalen Brunson to be efficient and to be dominant as he always is in this series and show up on the biggest stage. And I have no doubt that he will.
I agree. We saw him put up 61, his career high in San Antonio. So we know he could play there. I mean, obviously, it's a totally different environment with the finals and everything, but we know he won Clutch Player of the Year last year. He knows how to play in deep moments. Um, he he's been in deep playoff runs. Most of the Knicks have been in deep playoff runs, but I think that I agree with Hunter. If we get the version of Jalen Brunson that we all know, I think that we will be just fine.
I've never seen a basketball player, let alone sports player, that I've rooted for be this locked in. I mean, not in terms of his gameplay, in terms of his mentality. I did not see a smile across his face, and if there was one, it was very small and very short. Even after the game, video inside of the locker room, he didn't even want to go into the team picture. He was just sitting there with a straight face. I mean, this is straight business to him. I'm so confident in him. If they do lose the series, I'm so confident that it won't be his fault. And if it is his fault, then I'll gladly say I'm not gladly. Sorry, that was bad. I will not gladly say I was wrong, but this guy is so locked in. He's worked his whole life for this. I mean, there's no way he fumbles this opportunity. And when I
And you
say
know if he
fumble,
loses, oh, you go continue.
when I say fumble this opportunity, I don't mean not win the championship because he can play great and they can still lose. I'm saying there's no way he doesn't show up and be Jalen Brunson.
Yeah, and if you know that if they do lose this series, you know that he's going to be one of those players that are looking to come back with a vengeance, and he will not lose the next year.
Yeah. So one point I want to make really quick. You look at the two key players, or the one key player on each team. It's Brunson and Wemby, two all league players, two all world players, and you look at the difference in their reaction to winning the series. Like Wemby was crying, and Brunson was sitting there with a straight face.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
this is
think
That's I
I
think the
think
difference between Game 4 and
whoa,
Game
whoa,
7
slow down.
is big, but
I
Yeah,
think you go.
okay. I was actually watching Game 7 with Jake, and I'm gonna talk about this more when we make our series predictions, but uh I turned to Jake right away and I said, like, why is he crying? Like, and honestly, it took a little bit to realize, like, yeah, it's okay to be this emotional. Like, you just won the Western Conference Finals. Like, that's fine. But when I said, like, why is he crying? I was thinking, like, comparing it to the Knicks mentality. Like, if I saw Jalen Brunson crying after winning the East, I would be very shocked. Very shocked.
I
Yeah,
can confirm that happened.
I agree, but Wemby's 22. I mean, that plays a role in it. But look, the entire Knicks mentality has been the job's not finished. They're all locked in and they're ready to go, and they know they need 4 more wins. And yeah, let's get into our key players. All right, and then as we do for these previews, or as we have in the past two that we've done, I want to get a key player. The last one that we'll do, and the last series the Knicks play until October. Which that's the only sad part about this, that we only have 7 games maximum left of this amazing team. But I'm gonna start off my key player. I'm gonna go with OG Anunoby, the Wemby stopper, the guy that's gonna be tasked with basically winning the Knicks the finals. If he does his job, the Knicks will be in a good spot. I mean, I'll say that. If he doesn't, and Wemby is able to dominate these games, then I don't really love the Knicks' chances. And obviously, if OG is the offensive force that he has been, that's a whole nother aspect for the Knicks. But yeah, I'm going with OG.
I'm gonna go with the same key player I had in the last series, Josh Hart, because I think that the Spurs will have a very similar look on Josh Hart, that they're gonna leave him open, they're gonna let him shoot. Who knows? I could be totally wrong, but we saw it hurt the Cavs. Not in game one, obviously he didn't shoot that well in the first half, but overall he shot better in the rest of the series. So I think, and again, grabbing rebounds, like I said in the last series, the Cavs ran a double big, which is basically equivalent to just guarding one Wemby. So Josh Hart being able to grab rebounds and do his job, play his role correctly is a huge factor in the series if they want to win.
Yeah, my key player is going to be Carl Anthony Towns. So, um, Carl Anthony Towns dictates so many things with the team, not just the offense which he's running. When you look at from a standpoint, a deeper look on it, center depth is very thin right now. We don't know where Mitchell Robinson's at, assuming he's playing, which is what the reports have said, even if he isn't 100%. If Carl Anthony Towns gets into foul trouble, we're seeing Ariel Heck 40 minutes in the finals. We're potentially even if Mitch isn't able to play, we're potentially seeing Jeremy Sohan minutes in the finals. That's that's how important it is that Karl Anthony Towns stays out of foul trouble. If he is on Wemby, he has to stay out of foul trouble. If he isn't on Wemby, he's going to be tasked with guarding a perimeter three-point shooter, which he hasn't done well in his entire career. And if he's able to not even limit, but contain the threes from Champagny or Vassell, then the Knicks are looking great, especially if OG can play well on Wemby. So that's why I'm going with Karl Anthony Towns. Sam, stop texting in the chat. This is the eighth time Sam has texted in the chat, and no one has laughed at one of them. Okay.
I like that, Ethan. You tell him. I was between two guys here. Mitchell Robinson, I'm not going to go with actually, just because we talked about him earlier. I'm going to go with Mikal Bridges. I think, especially on the defensive side of the ball, he's going to be the only wing that's not going to get looks at Wemby. OG and Hart both will, I think. And we brought it up earlier. If you throw all these wings at Wemby, that's going to leave guys like Devin Vassell and Champagny open in these corners, and they're going to hit their shots if they're open. And I think Mikal is going to be key guarding some of these guys on defense and making sure that let's say OG is guarding Wemby and he's doing a good job, that it's not just Cat out there who has to guard De'Aaron Fox or someone like that. That Mikal can be a good defender out there. Or not De'Aaron Fox, but one of these guys like Champagny or whatever. And then on the offensive side of the ball, we didn't talk about it this episode, but last episode, me and Hunter brought it up. Mikal has just been automatic from the field. He's shooting lights out. He's just been awesome. And I think that's going to need to continue. He's going to need to get some buckets and really contribute all over the court.
Yeah, Jake, I'm really looking forward to the Cat on De'Aaron Fox matchup.
Yeah, I
Really
mean,
looking forward
I
to
really
it.
hope Mike Brown doesn't do that. I really hope so. That'd be
I'm
pretty
gonna take
bad.
Sam's mom to an NBA Finals game, okay? Just so
Yeah,
she
come
can
too.
watch.
So, yeah, I mean, we can pick any guy on this team as a key player, but as the Knicks have said all week, it's going to take another level from everybody. They all need to stick together, continue playing their brand of basketball if they're going to win, and that's where we'll get into our series prediction. There's no way I can pick against the Knicks, so I don't think they're going to go in 4 like they have the last 2 series. I think this will be a bit harder, but I'm going to take the Knicks winning in 6 games back at home to have their first championship since 1973.
You guys are gonna hate me, but
Forced
I'm gonna.
pessimism.
It's not forced. I
It
really,
is.
I just think that the cards haven't aligned for the next year. I do think they'll win the series, but I don't think they're gonna play good all series, if that makes sense. I think that they're gonna win the series, and if I have to watch a NBA Finals Game 7 for the Knicks, I don't know what I would have to do. Like that would just be doomsday for me. So I don't know. I'm gonna take.
Until they win.
I think it'd be very dangerous for everyone in a 20-mile radius of MSG if the New York Knicks finish the series at MSG. But I do think they will, and I'm gonna take them in 6 games.
Yeah, just thinking about a
Don't look
potential
at me
game
like that.
seven. Just thinking about a potential game seven, Knicks in the NBA Finals. I'm close to shaking here thinking about it. And I think that when you look at the Spurs, all these young superstars, LeBron James, like all these guys, all these young superstars have been battle tested before they've actually, and I don't mean battle tested, they've been knocked before they've won a championship and they've had losses. And it's very rare to see a team this young, built all from the lottery, just go straight and win an NBA championship. All the recent NBA champions have lost in prior seasons and have been a group that's played in meaningful basketball together and lost and then overcame it, whether it had to do coaching change or personnel change, and fought through it and wound up winning. The Spurs haven't had that yet. While they are a very good team, I think that the Knicks exactly did what I just described. They lost last year with this same group. They decided to run it back, and I think that this has got to be the year. If not this year, I don't know when they're gonna do it. And I'm gonna take the Knicks in 7 because I think that 6 games is 6 games is really a short series in my opinion. Like the Hawks series was 6 games, and I feel like this series is going to be a long, tough series. I don't even. It's hard for me to even make a prediction because I can't imagine the Knicks winning the NBA Finals, but I also can't imagine the Spurs winning the NBA Finals, as I just said, for all those reasons. So it's a tough prediction, but I'm gonna go Knicks in 7, I guess.
I hate to be the only one to do it, but um,
Do it.
I'm gonna take the Spurs in 7.
Name the Spurs
Um,
starting 5.
got me there, but no, you want me to do it?
Sure, go.
All right. So we got
without looking
Wemby,
it up.
obviously. We got Wemby. My hands are up. We got
Okay,
Wemby,
Wemby.
De'Aaron Fox, Stephon Castle, Devin Vassell, and who starts? Is it Keldon Johnson or Champagny?
Champagne.
Champagny.
Champagny.
All right,
All right.
Hunter, he owned you.
Okay.
All right, name three bench players
All
not
right,
named
it's fine.
Keldon
It's fine. It's fine.
Johnson.
Let's
All
get
right.
past it.
Luke Cornett.
Staring at the roster, by the way.
I'm staring at your face.
All right, let's go. All right, we got it. Go. Why are
Yeah,
you
I'm
picking the
gonna-
Spurs?
I just think that's my guts telling me. I don't know why. I think Wemby's gonna take over. I think guys like Champagne's gonna have a big series. Unless my key player Mikal Bridges can guard him, and if Cat can guard De'Aaron Fox, I don't know. Yeah, I don't really have any words. That's what I'm feeling. That's what my gut's telling me. But I could really see the series going either way. I could see the Knicks winning this series in 6. I could see the Spurs winning in 6. I could see the Knicks winning in 7. But I think I'm just gonna go the Spurs in 7. I think both teams are awesome. I think both teams deserve to be here. I think it's gonna be a really, really, really fun series. But unfortunately, I think the Spurs will come out on top.
Yeah, I mean, I hope we can come back and do a NBA champion recap on it and celebrate and go against what Jake said. But that is enough Knicks talk. There was some pretty big NFL news that's come out all day. I mean, you don't really see this on June 1st. We'll start with the big stunner. About 1:20 this afternoon, Myles Garrett was sent to the Los Angeles Rams, the Super Bowl favorite, and they add the best player in the entire sport. The
Wow.
Browns get Jared Verse. They get a 2027 first, a 2028 second, and a 2029 third round pick. A crazy haul, but the Rams add the best player in the entire sport.
I mean, yeah, it looks like they're going all in, especially with the 40-year-old quarterback or whoever old he is. But it also brings up a concern about actually we don't even have to get into that. But Puka Nacua, I mean, rookie deal next year. Do they have the money to
Oh,
afford him? Like it's very interesting to see. So he's gonna want
they'll find a
JSN
way.
type money,
Yeah,
of
in the
course, but
NFL, you
every
can
team
mess
does.
around with the cap.
Yeah, look at the Lions right now. They have like 10 superstar young players who are signed to
I mean, yeah, we'll
4
see what
deals.
happens, but I mean, don't let's not act like they didn't give up a haul. Jared Verse is a great
Yeah.
player. They gave up a first, a second, and a third. Like that. That's not you don't get see that offer every day. So clearly, they're trying to win it all this year, and if it doesn't work, it could potentially really backfire since they have an old quarterback and just an overall, like money problem. But we'll see how they work over it.
Yeah, this is a win-win trade in my eyes, and I'm gonna explain why. For the Rams' perspective, the goal is to win a championship, and by doing this, they're getting closer to that. And although the argument is, oh, they gave up so much young player and a good haul of picks, this is getting closer to them winning a championship. And at the end of the day, that's the end goal. You're not going to care about 6 years down the line if you win a championship this year. And from the Browns' perspective, I mean, the Browns are such a bad franchise. I mean, you can't really imagine them hitting on many of these draft picks, but when you look at it from a logistical standpoint, this was a good trade for them. They're not making the playoffs this year, barring a miracle. They're probably not going to make it next year or a few years down the line. So they need to build from the draft, and this is exactly what they're doing.
I know how much Sam is going to laugh at me for this, but I was literally about to say a win-win trade before Ethan said it.
Of
But
course.
yeah, I think this is a rare case of a true win-win trade, in my opinion. Um, the Rams getting the best player in the NFL, Myles Garrett, ridiculous. Adding onto their stacked team already. But I do think that this extends their window even outside of Matt Stafford. I think this just helps Ty Simpson. Um, I think this really extends their championship window even outside of guys like Stafford and Devontae Adams. But I think for the Browns, they weren't winning with Myles Garrett anyway. Next 3 to 5 years, and that's really the rest of his prime. And I think it's smart for them to get rid of a 30-year-old edge rusher, get a 25-year-old edge rusher, and get 3 draft picks. Um, but I do think that it's smart for both sides, and I do think that it was just a crazy trade in general. Like I was with
Yes.
Hunter when this went down. I was on my phone. He was, and he looked at me. He showed me his phone. He just like grabbed me and just started yelling. Like it was
Why'd he grab you?
crazy.
That's
Yeah,
weird
I
as hell,
mean,
bro.
it was pretty weird, but
It's
that's how
Hunter
crazy.
couldn't
crazy it
contain
was.
himself.
No, he couldn't. He's
Yeah.
getting nasty.
Back to the thing with the money issue that Sam was talking about. I don't think that's going to affect the Rams. I mean, they're going to have a young quarterback on a rookie contract when the dust settles with Stafford retiring. And that I think is probably the reason this trade was made. With Jordan Schultz said it. I mean, they drafted Ty Simpson at 13, and Les Snead and Sean McVay feel that they can go all in with all their assets to get Stafford one more ring before he retires. So, and they're gonna have a loaded team, and then they won't need those picks to go get their future's quarterback, as they already have one. So the Super Bowl's in at SoFi Stadium, and I mean they're absolutely loaded. They already traded for Trent McDuffie. Um, that team is absolutely loaded on all sides of the football. But there was another
And I
big
will say
trade.
this really
Yeah.
quick about the Rams and their money issue. They were gonna have to pay Jared Verse either way in a year or two. So I think you're kind of getting that now with the Miles Garrett and his contract, but you were gonna have to pay him anyway when you were gonna have to pay Puka. So,
Hmm.
Yeah, it's not going to be fun when the Giants play them. I can tell you that.
oh yeah,
Yeah. But there was one more big trade in the NFL today that, I mean, it's basically been done for 3 months. AJ Brown was officially traded to the Patriots to go reunite with Diana Rossini's boyfriend and be a big weapon for Drake May. Um, I mean, AJ Brown wasn't amazing last year in Philly, but we know he could still be an unbelievable receiver and a huge weapon down the field. The Patriots gave up a 2028 first round pick and then a fifth rounder this coming year, but the Pats are trying to keep going and keep building for Drake May. So I mean, a pretty crazy trade. And the Eagles already drafted Mekhi Lemon earlier this offseason.
I agree. Yeah, it's a pretty crazy trade. But being that Hunter's the only Jets fan in here, I can see why he's a little upset, a little salty. But I mean,
Oh,
as a Giants fan, it's good to see him out of the division. But I mean, they got a haul
we're not
for him.
beating the
But
Patriots anyway.
the Jets aren't winning any games, so it
Sure,
won't really matter. So okay, um,
whatever.
let's not worry about just the Patriots. Let's worry about the whole NFL. All right. So overall, um, it's a great trade for the Patriots. They again make one step farther towards the Super Bowl, kind of like what the Rams did today. Um, but I mean, o- overall, I mean, he's a great receiver. There's not much else to say to it. I mean,
Only the Eagles could pull off this, getting a first round pick
yeah.
and
Howie
another pick
Roseman.
for AJ Brown, who literally refuses to play for the Eagles. I mean, literally, it's absurd. I've accepted the Eagles are they're just my worst nightmare. But when you look at it from trade standpoint, the Drake May was absurd last year, and now they've worked this offseason to give him even more weapons. And you're developing a second year of Will Campbell, who was kind of bad down the stretch, but the offensive line's getting better. They're getting better weapons, and Drake May is already one of the best quarterbacks in the league. So yeah.
yeah, and I
He's
was gonna
tough.
say AJ Brown has been destined to go. That's what I was gonna say. AJ Brown's basically been destined to go to the Patriots his whole career. I'm pretty
Were you
sure.
really gonna say that?
I was, but I forgot it. I'm pretty sure, like ever since draft night, like he wanted to go to the Patriots. I'm pretty sure I saw a tweet about that. So I mean, it's good to see him reunited, beat the Jets.
Next time Ethan and Sam come on, I need to talk before Ethan, just so the narrative with Sam and telling me to copy Ethan stop. I was literally about to say
Here
You're
we
getting
go.
Drake May
Wait,
weapons.
Jake, I say next time we put Sam last, so whenever he talks for like 8 minutes, like everyone's already heard the other three important people's answers before.
I
Love that
agree.
idea. Love that idea. But yeah, I mean, they got Romeo
Run
Dobbs
free.
earlier this offseason. Now they're trading for AJ Brown, who has potential to be a top 10 receiver in the new offense. Obviously, he wasn't that last year, but I think you guys know my thoughts on Jalen Hurts. Um, but
Super
yeah, I
Bowl
mean,
winning
they're going
quarterback.
cool.
No matter what you want to say, Super Bowl winning quarterback.
All right,
Worst Super
congrats.
Bowl winning quarterback of this
Still a Super Bowl winning
century.
quarterback.
I can't argue against that.
All right, but yeah, they went out and got Romeo Dobbs. They went out and got AJ Brown. Um, and yeah, I think it's
They
just
added the
perfect.
dancing Caleb Lomu.
Yeah, I think it's just perfect for the Patriots offense. Like, how good was Drake May last year with, I mean, and look at his weapons. I mean, look at him now. I think he's going to have another MVP type of season. But yeah, the Eagles get a first round pick back. Of course they do. Howie Roseman pulls off an amazing trade. Um,
Did I say that also, Jake?
no, I don't think you did.
He
Mhm.
did say he did mention Drake May's fantastic season, but
All right,
I
we
need
get
to
it.
talk
Jake
before
doesn't know
Ethan.
anything.
I'm going to talk before Sam, okay? Like, when we
No,
bring up the
no,
next
no.
topic,
We'll keep this order for the rest of the episode.
for the rest of this episode, yeah, but next episode, I'm just gonna say everything there
Hmm.
is to possibly say. So then, when Sam says anything, he's just gonna, oh, you copied me. How's that sound?
Yeah, Howie Roseman is an absolute wizard. I mean, he dominates the NFL. He basically, I mean, he makes moves left and right. But there's one last big move that happened today. I mean, it's not really gonna be as big of a move on the field, but it'll capture the storylines as it should. I know all three of you are pretty happy about this. Odell Beckham Jr. has returned to the Giants, where he was drafted, where he took the league by storm about a decade ago. Uh, it's an amazing story. He reunites with John Harbaugh as well, where he was in Baltimore a couple years ago. Look, OBJ's not the same player anymore, but I mean, he's still gonna. It's still just a very cool thing to see.
yeah, I mean, and I'm sure I'm not the only one, but I'm sure all Giants fans are not expecting him to go out and have 100 plus catches, 1,000 yards, and whatever the case may be, like a Malik Neighbors type of season next year. But he's there for the vibes. It's a vibe guy. Same with Juju Smith-Schuster. Everyone knows him as like he uplifts the locker room, especially as like another veteran presence like OBJ. He reunites with Harbaugh. Um, and with all the injuries we've seen after he got kicked off the Giants, he got traded. It was very unfortunate to see. It's great to see him back and finish what he started. Um, to really finish his career, hopefully.
Yeah, Odell Beckham Jr., like, I'm sure this is basic and all Giants fans around our age and demographics would agree, but he was everyone's favorite player when he was on the Giants. And seeing all the Beckham 13 blue jerseys in MetLife and even seeing him wear it on the sideline and the few reps that he hopefully gets in games, it's gonna bring back a lot of memories and it's gonna be awesome. I mean, I'd gladly take a couple hundred yards from him. I'd gladly take a touchdown from him. And a big thing that this shows about the Giants, I saw something that Harbaugh said that he didn't want to just bring Beckham in because he was on the Giants. He wanted to treat it like any other free agent where he wanted to be in contact and make him earn his way back onto the team. And I think that even though he's been out of the league for a little bit and he's not the way he used to be, he went into a workout with two NFL level receivers and was still able to earn his way onto the Giants. And I'm happy for him as a person for that. And like Sam said, I don't expect him to be a great receiver. I'm just happy from him being my favorite player standpoint to see him still be able to compete with NFL level wide receivers.
Yeah, I mean, he never wanted to leave the Giants in the first place, and he said that publicly many times. That he wants to finish his career with the Giants. He wants to come back to the Giants. He wants to come back to New York. He wants to finish his career with the Giants, and now he gets to do that. He's good friends with Malik Neighbors. He's good friends with Jackson Dart. So a little bit of combining 2 decades of the Giants there. But yeah, I think this is just vibes and nostalgia. But I mean, yeah, he did earn his way onto the roster. He worked out twice. Everyone said he played very well. He looked good. He was moving good. Yeah, I think this is pretty much just for nostalgia and vibes. But you love to see it. You love seeing 13 on his back. Back with the Giants. Although I think he's wearing number 3 actually.
I'm sure he'll get 13 somehow.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. But
Jalen Hyatt sucks.
True.
But-
I mean, he did beat
Better
Sauce
than
Gardner
AD
in
Mitchell. Better
a.
than AD Mitchell. Better than
He,
AD Mitchell.
he did beat Sauce Gardner on a 1-on-1 in preseason though, so I mean, he's
You
always going to
mean-
have that.
You mean Ahmad Gardner? He lost to Sauce a while ago.
He didn't. He's Sauce, and he'll forever be Sauce.
yeah, but I think Odell could kind of play like an AD Mitchell role in the Giants' offense.
It doesn't make sense.
Like I think he could have.
Yes. AD Mitchell had 500 yards last season.
AD
Odell
Mitchell,
Beckham
if you're
Jr.
watching this, you're trash. I'm just be
Okay.
honest.
All right, Jake, you're done talking.
AD
No,
Mitchell's
you're
a
done.
very loyal viewer of the podcast, so we hope you still watch. Hunter and Jake still want you to be a big fan even after Sam's
I'm kidding.
harsh words.
All right, I'm not really sure what the AD Mitchell hate is on about. I mean, he's a very solid wide receiver 3. But
He's a
about
weapon.
with OBJ, I mean, he hasn't. I mean, the last time he had more than 100 yards in a season was in 2023 with the Ravens. So, I mean, maybe he'll get something going this year. I mean, I don't really anticipate it. But the one last thing I want to talk about is, look, they also signed Braxton Berrios and Juju Smith-Schuster today. So that's 3 veteran wide receiver signings in a day. And their superstar is currently injured. I mean, and Malik Neighbors, I mean, it was a bad knee injury. He tore his ACL, obviously. It was a torn meniscus as well. Harbaugh said it wasn't just a normal knee injury, and it doesn't look like he can run. Like in that softball thing, he was pretty limping badly. I mean, it didn't really look good. I think we're really headed for Neighbors to start on the PUP list. But yeah, we'll see as
I
the
don't think the softball
offseason.
game. I don't think the softball game is
Dodgeball.
something you can really look at.
It's just the way
because-
he's moving.
No, I understand that, but he wasn't going to fully sprint anyway.
Yeah.
So I mean, he was going to jog anyway. So I don't think that's really something you can look at. But
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like Neighbors. I don't think he's gonna start the year playing, but I think that in years past, we went into a must-win game with the Broncos last year in Denver, where our wide receiver room consisted of Wandale Robinson, Bo Collins, Low Jordan Humphrey, and Jalen Hyatt. That was our wide receiver room for that week. And I mean, although these guys you're not throwing them on the field all the time and expecting them to win you a Super Bowl, but when the Giants do encounter injuries, which they always do because they're the Giants, you feel much more
It's
comfortable
just
with
football.
yeah, you feel much more comfortable with with guys like Slayton, Mooney, Juju, Braxton Berrios than you do with a Jalen Hyatt or Bo Collins.
Or AD Mitchell, if he
Okay.
was on the Giants.
Yeah, AD Mitchell
right. Sure.
I'd take Isaiah Hodgins over him.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. I don't understand the AD Mitchell hate at all. I mean, I really don't get it. I mean, okay,
he's
But-
a weapon. That's all I have to say.
he is.
Yeah, he's a weapon, yeah.
That is going to do it for episode 17 of Inside the Numbers.
Thank
The
you
New
for
York
having us.
Knicks. The New York Knicks are going to start an NBA Finals on Wednesday night. It doesn't feel real still saying that. Even listening to Mike Breen still, what he was saying after as the game winded down. Yeah, so I mean, it's amazing, and I hope we are here to celebrate in about 2 weeks.